Well, hello everyone. I'm Alex.
Hi, I'm Priscila.
P.J.Berman, a fantasy author. I'll hope that in a couple of minutes you'll like the sound of my books.
I will start the clock in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So, first question is a quick this or that. Daenerys or Jon Snow?
Well, until the last series, I would have said Daenerys, and then, she kind of changed, didn't she?
Yeah, just a little bit.
A little bit.
I completely agree.
I have to say,
Okay.
I don't have Sky, which is the right TV channel for it, though. So each series, I was way behind, having to wait for it to come out on DVD.
Oh my
Each time
gosh.
and to my shame, I've not actually read the books yet. I have a thing of prioritizing books that haven't been made into TV shows when I'm reading. There's so many of them.
Okay.
And then occasionally get around to the ones that actually have. But yeah, I heard all the spoilers by the time I actually got to watch anything about Game of Thrones, unfortunately.
Of course. Weapon of choice, sword or shield?
Sword.
Okay.
I used to be part of this Viking reenactment group, and I always found if the shield was a particularly heavy one, I was terrible. I was a sitting duck, but off balance completely. But with just a sword, you can still use that to defend yourself, can't you? So
That's certainly true. Character development or plot?
As a reader, I'd say character development. Plot is probably easier to do as an author, but when an author really gets character development right, it's really good to read, isn't it?
It's true. Yes. Leading into that last one, righteous ruler or steadfast warrior?
Steadfast warrior, I'd say.
Excellent.
I would say righteous ruler. Power corrupts. You've got a small amount of time before a righteous ruler kind of changes personality-wise. That went very quickly.
Okay. Yes,
I'm sorry for interrupting, but it's 2 minutes.
Let's see that creation.
Yeah, I've got as far as this. It's not really showing up.
Yeah, it's not really showing.
I've got a torso and
Oh, I see it. Oh,
so you got like the head.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Torso and some chainmail and some hair and a helmet.
Perfect.
That's it.
I like that. You focused on a very specific section. Love it.
Yeah,
that's very clever.
From the head and out from there.
It's important you don't want a headless warrior, so.
Yeah.
Right.
You'll be glad to know that I spend more time on character development when it's written than drawn.
Okay. Yeah. Can you give us a summary about King of the Republic, please?
So, for those who aren't familiar with the Silrith series, King of the Republic is actually the second book in the series. Vengeance of Hope is the first one. And it kind of asks the question, as a series, can freedom ever be for all? Can freedom ever be for everyone? And I sort of pondered this a bit and kind of came to the conclusion that in the short answer is, of course it can, but the long answer is that's actually very difficult to achieve because you're always starting from a point, whatever society you're talking about, you're always starting from a point where there's a small number of powerful people who would have, in their minds, a lot to lose by sharing power with everyone else. Even in very democratic countries, which Benfica is definitely not, then you still have a powerful few and a disparity. And so in Vengeance of Hope, it kind of looks at how three different people with very different views, how they look at solving that problem. And with King of the Republic, things have kind of spiraled out of control for all three of these individuals. One of them being Silrith, who's on the cover. She's the would-be Queen of Benvika. Also, as I know that you guys are aware, there's Zethan, who's a up and coming politician, and then there's Ezrina, the kind of a bit of a freedom fighter in her own way. So King of the Republic is kind of the book where things sort of really get going. Obviously, a lot happens in Vengeance of Hope, but I kind of enjoyed getting it to that second book stage where the characters are obviously a bit more developed, and you can really take the story in lots of different directions.
Yeah, it's a whole different type of book. I mean, some authors even say that sequels are harder than the first book, so it's definitely a whole new process.
Yeah, I think it depends on which way around you do it as well. I think if I just intended Vengeance of Hope to be a standalone and then wanted to follow it up with a sequel that wasn't originally planned, it would have been harder. But going into this series, I kind of knew it would be 3 or 4 books. 4 is what it's going to end up being. It's looking like. So it kind of made it easier.
Really happy to hear that.
Yeah, I'm about 3,000 words into the 4th book now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you so much for being here with us and for participating in our new segment. Did you have fun? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. This is actually. It seems probably strange to say it this far into 2020, but this is my first Zoom interview.
Oh my goodness!
But before COVID, I was kind of trekking around Wales doing a few book talks in libraries and things.
Wow!
Nice. So this is the first experience of going international for me.
Right? Oh my gosh!
Well,
So
thank you so
very
much.
much.
Have a great week.
And you, thank you.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.